how the light bulb industry had to change up their policies because what was it? The light bulbs they was putting out, people, they was lasting too long. So they was, they was about to go out of business, so to speak, you feel me? Because there wasn't nobody coming back to get no light bulbs. So they wound up having a meeting and agreeing that all the people that, supply light bulbs are only gonna give a certain type of filament for the light bulbs to keep you having to come back. You feel me? So when you think about that, you think they only did that in that one industry? You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, when they found out they couldn't patent plants. That was the main reason why we have a problem with, the pharmaceutical industry. Let's come over. Why we got a problem with the pharmaceutical industry is because they can't make no money off of it, so they don't want you to get it. Since they can't sell it to you, you know what I'm saying? So why would I tell you about some shit that's free? I mean, that's free. Like, can't nobody really charge you for it if you know what you're getting. But they charge you for the processing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I get this dandelion right here and then process it for you, I'm really charging you for the processing. I'm not charging you for dandelion because I didn't create it. You know what I'm saying? I'm charging you for packaging, all that type of shit. You feel me? For real. I got pissed like a racehorse. You hear me? You hear what I said? I said, I got pissed like a racehorse. They'll be laughing at me. That's why you're going to get put on camera laughing at me. I don't split pose either. Forgot what I was talking about. What were we talking about? Them people. Just talking about the different ways in which we be like looking over all the goodness that's in nature right there in front of us. Hold on, let's see which way this car goes. It might be turning. Let's go. There's so many different things out here in nature that can naturally heal your ass to the point it be like, bro, we only, for real, like, we only fucked up because we don't have no knowledge of this shit. Only, not because it ain't there. It's because we just don't know. But if we knew, boy, if only. What that letter say? If only you knew. It's like only we knew how much nature really loved us. Like, this motherfucker's so attentive. That's where I learned my game from. Motherfucker just so attentive. You breathe a certain way. Nature like, hold on, I felt that shit. Hold up, G, this what you need. Look at all this milk thistle right here. And I guarantee you, if somebody used to live here, or somebody in that house right there be drinking their ass off, or got liver problems. Somebody on this street. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just to show you how much nature pay attention to our ass. Nigga, your ass get to breathing. Nature like, I got this for you. And nature got perennials. Annuals. What's the other shit? Perennial, annuals. And it's another one. But these things come up out the ground during certain seasons, around certain times of the year. I mean, certain years, after a certain amount of years. You feel me? And it heal the ground. Like, bro, niggas be talking that shit about nature, but don't get it, bro. Like, nature is really, man, prolific out this motherfucker. Consistent. To the point you be thinking, like, I wonder how big dandelions really can get. You ever thought about that shit? You feel me? Like, they might get big as a sunflower on your ass. And then that right there get me to thinking about the aurora borealis, or borealis aurora. Like, I really feel like that shit could have been that tree Everybody talking about. Cause it's like, what other energy would be focused in that area like that? What other energy could do that? Not to mention, where the hell they get this whole concept for Avatar from? They just pull that shit out their ass? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they just pulled that shit out their ass. That shit came from somewhere. So when I think about that shit, I'm like, it's a little bit of truth to everything, boo. A little bit of truth to everything. Have you ever seen the movie The Dark Crystal? It's almost like a movie talking about if you don't have the inner melanin, you ain't gonna be able to make it type shit. Cause the dark crystal is so-called melanin. So-called melanin. And then Billy Carson talk about how, like, the mark that was left on, like, they say there's multiple creations or whatever, like, so that's why you got small variations between each so-called group. Meaning like it ain't that much difference between white people and black people, for real. Other than the distinguishing mark that we associate with race and stuff like that. But it's usually a little deeper than that, like chemical compound that comes along with us type of shit. I think they're like sulfur based and we selenial. What's that word? I think that's the word. But when you start thinking about that type of stuff, you start paying attention to the things that's conducive to those. Like if they eat things that's good for sulfur-based beings, or things that could help a sulfur-based being transcend the state they in, you feel me? Then we start getting into alchemy. You feel me? But it just goes to show you it ain't so far gone that it can't be undone. Cause if it is a such thing, I'm finna cut through. If it is a such thing as alchemy, then why not use it to uplift you? You be a fool not to. You be a fool not to. And on top of that, you missing out on the greatness that is you. They say the worst thing you could do is not live up to your potential. And if we got the potential to do this, and we don't do it, then like, what was you spending your wheels doing? Some bullshit? That's the only other thing you could have been doing. Other than transcending the moment. Like each moment gives us an opportunity to do. Like I could sit here and be on some bullshit and be like, all right, she working my nerves, so I'ma act a fool, you feel me? Or I could be like, dang, is that something I've always done? Let me try to do something new. Let's cry. Let me do something new. And like we was talking about yesterday, 7 days to break a habit, another 7 days to make a new habit. So shoot, whenever adverse things come up on you, take it as an opportunity to make a new habit that's gonna be beneficial. If anything, that'll be the good thing about having problems. Every time they come up on you, be like, dang, I got another opportunity to do something beneficial instead of doing something detrimental.